Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important concept where we will learn how to navigate to a particular route with both query params as well as fragment. Prior to this session, we talked about both methods but individually, right? In one session, we discussed how to navigate with query params, and in another one, we discussed how to navigate with fragment. But suppose if there is a requirement in your project where you are supposed to execute or navigate to a particular route with both query params as well as fragment together. So in that case, how you will write the logic, what would be the syntax and structure, how you will process the code. These all things we are going to discuss in this particular session. But before we proceed further with this, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use Angular Router.Navigate method to navigate to a particular route with both query params and fragment. Okay, now I'm assuming that you know about these terms, what is query params and what is fragment, because this thing we have already discussed, right? So today, we will just discuss the basic things about using both things together. Okay, and for the detailed sessions, you can refer the Tech Sharmit digital course book from the description box, which is freely available for all of you, and it provides almost 3000 plus learning resources, not only for Angular but for other programming as well, so you can refer it. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead. Here you can see we have one heading that shows Angular 19 course by Tech Sharmit. Post that we will put the second heading, that is a secondary heading, and here we will put the topic, that is navigate to a route with query params and fragment. Navigate to a route with query params and fragment using Router.Navigate method. Okay, Router.Navigate method in Angular. Post that we will put here HR, which is nothing but to show the horizontal line that will help us to separate out these primary heading with the actual content that we are going to design now. Okay, so this is ready. Now let's go one by one. So I'm just skipping the definition part of query params and fragment, otherwise the session will take lots of time, and these things we have already discussed, right? So I'm just moving ahead with the other things. So here you can see we have this about component, and if you don't know what is about component, so you can create it by the simple command, that is ng for Angular g generate c component, and the name of the component would be about. So once you hit on this command, it will create this component for you. Okay, that is very simple. Now once the component is created, I just change one thing here, instead of about works, I make it as about page. So if you create, by default it comes with a about works, but I just change it to about page. That's it. Okay, other two components are there, but we are not going to use it. Okay, this is just for the extra. Okay, so let's go to app.component.ts. Firstly, we will go to app.route.ts, because here we want to register the path. Okay, so let's expand it a bit and then put the path that you want to specify here. So here I will put curly braces, then we will write path colon, and after colon we will write the name of the route, that is about, then colon, and then we will write here component, and then the name of the component, that is about component. Okay, so this thing is ready. Now you can save it. Once you save it, it will automatically once you click on Ctrl S, it automatically align the code. So this part is ready. Now we will go to app.component.ts file, where we will import the router outlet, because we all know that router outlet is something that will help us to show the output. So here I will write router outlet. Once I press enter, it is imported successfully here. That means it is ready. Okay, Now what we are going to do, we are going to provide one button on this app.component.html. When the user click on that button, it will navigate to the router outlet, not router outlet, about component with both query params as well as fragment. So for that, let's see how we will write the method. So firstly, we will expand this thing. Here I will write constructor, opening closing parenthesis, there we will write private, and after a private you will write router, and here also router. It is also imported, make sure it is imported, otherwise it won't work. Then opening closing parenthesis, not parenthesis, the curly braces. Okay, then we will write the method, and let's give the name as go to about with qp, that is denoting my query parameters, and fr, that is denoting my fragment. Okay, so go to about with query parameters, params and fragment. Then we will open close the parenthesis and expand this with a curly braces. Okay, so here we have already defined, it should, yeah, that is fine. So here we will define the method like this. This dot router.navigate, which is nothing but a method that we are learning, opening closing parenthesis, inside this square brackets, inside this single quotes, and then we will put the name of the route, that is about, with a forward slash. Okay, then after square bracket you can put a comma and just use one opening closing parenthesis, curly braces, and expand it. After expanding this, we will write here query, okay, and make sure this is case sensitive. Okay, so you have to write it in a very same case, otherwise it won't work. Then we will write here category colon, then we'll write here tag, comma, fragment, comments. Okay, then you can put over semicolon. So this is very simple logic. Okay, we just created one method. Once user click on this method, it will process and go to this route with query params as category tag and fragment as comments. Okay, let's go to app.component.html. Here we will quickly create the button that will help us to process it. So here I'll right click method, go to, yes, this is the method. Perfect. Here we will write go to about with query params and fragment. Okay, so this is the thing. Now you can save it, and also we need to write router outlet, otherwise it won't show any output. Okay, so router outlet. Perfect. This thing is ready. Now we all know that we are passing the query params. So to receive that query params, we will go to app.component.ts file. Here we will define the required thing like this. So firstly I'll define my variable that we are going to receive here, that is category string, and let's define like this, null equal null. Okay, fine. Now we will define the constructor. In a constructor we will write private route colon activated route, and we all know why we need this activated route, right? Because this is something that will help us to capture the output. Then you can write ng on init, opening closing parenthesis, colon white, opening closing curly braces, this dot category equal this dot route dot snapshot query params m dot get, then colon, and here we will write category. Okay, that's it. So what it is doing, basically this line is helping us to get or capture the output, that is category in category variable. Now we'll go to HTML. Here we will just define these things just to show the output. Okay, that's it. So here we will write a paragraph where we will write category filter, opening closing curly braces, category, then we will write here div, then we will write here id comments, because this is the section that I want to pass as a fragment. Okay, then you can put one heading if you want, where you can write comment section, then we will put a paragraph here. In paragraph we will write here are user comments. That's it. Perfect. This code is ready. Let's run this. So ng serve -- open, wait for a few seconds, and then it will show you the output on the browser. Okay, so we are getting the output, that is Angular 19 course by Sharmit. Navigate to route with query params and fragment using Router.Navigate method in Angular. Then we have one horizontal line that separate the content. Then we have go to about with query params fragment. Just click on this button, and now you can see we are on route about with query params category as tag and comments as a fragment. So here also you can see about page, category, filter, tag, comment sections, and here are user comments. Perfect. So this is working as expected. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.